Welcome to Shaq's house. Shaq's house. That's our Shaq. You're now in Shaq's house. Shaq. Welcome to Shaq's house.
Yo, what's up? What, you couldn't hear me? Here I am. What's up, Shaq Housers? How y'all doing? Happy Friday. Shaq House is back in effect. For what? She-Hulk episode number 2. Alright, let's gonna get started on that right quick. First of all, let me just say, the She-Hulk episodes, they're too short, again. Yeah, they're too short for me, frankly. Yeah, and before I knew it, the episode was over. And like, she was like, oh, this is good news. I'm like, Jennifer Walters. Yeah, that's how this show is. Very lighthearted. Very lighthearted. But what was it about today? Superhuman Law. That was the title of the episode. Yeah, it's all over the news at this point. Sketches, and Titania is being billed as a superpowered social media influencer, right? And her lawyers, they argue that her courthouse attack from the end of the last episode, that was due to low blood sugar. Like, get the fuck out of here. She's just jealous that Jennifer Walters is She-Hulk, and jealous that there's another chick on the block who's bigger and badder than her. I can't wait to see a real fight between them two chicks. What happened next? Yeah, the media gives her the name She-Hulk, much to Jen's consternation, right? But it gets her free drinks at a bar. Yeah, she goes to a lawyer bar as She-Hulk, people just passing her free drinks around, and adding to the underlying theme, feminist theme of the show that's been going on so far, the character of Dennis, he reappears, and he accuses Jen of using her superpowered form to get over. And then he excuses himself when he sees a hot girl and wants to go talk to it. Yeah, I hope Jennifer Walters kicks him in the nuts, because that's a misogynist if I ever saw one. She raises some interesting questions, though, about being a superhero. She doesn't want to be an Avenger and poses a very interesting question. Do the Avengers have any kind of employee benefits? A health plan, dental plan, 401k, etc.? They don't need that. They got people with superpowers on the team that can heal their bodies, and they got Tony Stark's money. They good. Anywho, while she's at the bar, celebrating and whatnot, her boss from the DA's office comes to her and fires her, right? Yeah, he fires her, but first he asks her, this is interesting, first he asks her to shift back into her Jennifer Walters form. And after she does that, she's a stumbling drunk. Her metabolism is different between Jennifer Walters and the She-Hulk form. Yeah, so she's stumbling drunk as Jennifer Walters right now. Yeah, they fired her. It turns out when she saved those people from Titania, GLKH, that's Goodman, Lieber, Kurtzberg, and Holloman, yeah, they successfully argued that her saving the jury biased the jury in her favor, right? And what's funny is when it finally hits her that she's actually fired. Yeah, look at this image right here. Yeah, she's like, what? I'm fired? Anywho, and the cherry on top is she can't get a job anywhere now that she's a superhuman, right? And what's it called? Nobody will hire her. Nobody will hire her. They think she's too much of a distraction. The icing on the cake is that she's got to go to her family dinner, right? And all the shit that she was getting for her new changes, getting fired, her new She-Hulk form, and her dad incessantly asking about Clint Barton, Hawkeye, and the arrows that he leaves everywhere. I'm surprised that Jen didn't She-Hulk out right then and there. Yeah, but her dad, Morris Walters, played by perfect strangers, Mark-Linn Baker, yeah. I remember the last time he had a lot of prominence was either in Blue Bloods or that one episode in the final seasons of HBO's The Leftovers, right? What happens here is he notices that she's being overwhelmed, so he takes her to another room to say he has something to do for her. But it's really a distraction to get her out of there and have a heart-to-heart father-daughter talk, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, what else happens? GLKH, yeah, Holloman from GLKH, yeah, he approaches Jen at a bar. Once again, this girl just loves bars, doesn't she? Yeah, he approaches her at a bar, and he offers her a job because of how impressed he was that she would have unraveled their case if not for Titania interfering the way she did. He offers her the job while she's drinking, and she readily accepts. I mean, she ain't got shit else. What else happens is she does accept, but on the condition that she gets to bring in her own paralegal, her best friend. But they have some conditions of their own. GLKH has some conditions of their own. Yeah, they want her to be the head of their division of superhuman law, but they want She-Hulk. They want her in her She-Hulk form all the time. In fact, Holloman makes her transform right then and there on her first day. And she's a distraction for everybody up in there. And, that's a funny thing. She breaks the fourth wall when she learns why she was hired, and she's following her boss to her new office, right? She breaks the fourth wall and not hearing a damn thing that the guy is saying, but there are plenty of cool Easter eggs in there, like this one. Yeah, the dude with all these comic books framed, graded comics framed in the background. I see a Captain America, a Thor, an Iron Man. Yeah, that was dope. That was dope right there. A really good Easter egg. And what's it called? When she finally gets to her office, Holloman asks her, "So what do you think?" And she says agnostic, showing that she wasn't paying attention to nothing that he was saying. But then again, neither were we. We were focused on her the entire time. Is it just me, or am I weird to think that Tatiana Maslany, in her She-Hulk CGI form, is actually hotter than her human form? Am I weird for thinking that? It's the long hair that does it for me, I guess. Yeah, she looks better that way. Of course, if I ever got with her, considering how brolic She-Hulk is, if I ever hooked up with her, it looked like she's probably raping me. But, what else happens? Yeah, her first case that she's supposed to take on for GLKH is the parole of Emil Blonsky. You remember him from the Ed Norton 2008 Hulk movie, The Abomination? Yeah, she rightly figures it's a conflict of interest considering he did try to kill her cousin Bruce and rampage all throughout Harlem, but Blonsky apparently signed a waiver, a conflict waiver, that is. Anyway, the scene cuts to the prison, the Department of Damage Control, the prison there, right? And this place, for me, this place is the vault. That's where they hold all the superhumans that no other prison can hold. Yeah, that's the vault in the Department of Damage Control. And when Jen's in there, she goes in there as Jennifer Walters, right? She even parodies the whole Silence of the Lambs shtick when, what's his face? When Barney, played by Frankie Faison from Silence of the Lambs, he gives Clarice the whole rundown about the safety measures in dealing with prisoners. Yeah, and Jen parodies that, like, will Emil Blonsky be giving me fava beans and a nice Chianti? And the prison guard shuts that shit down instantly, talking about, ma'am, this is a prison. Like, yeah, Jen, it's a prison, not no fucking mental hospital. Anyway, she finally gets to Emil Blonsky, and for the first time in nearly 15 years, we see Tim Roth back in the MCU. Welcome back, brother. Yeah, he keeps mentioning something called the Seven Soulmates that he met through a prison pen pal program. And Jen's interactions with Blonsky, she's clearly uncomfortable around him because Bruce did try to kill her cousin Bruce. What am I talking about? And then she even reminds him that he took out most of Harlem. Well, I'm like, okay, Luke Cage, that's a cue for Luke Cage to come in here somewhere. And Blonsky blames his rampage in Harlem on the government injecting him with the super soldier serum. Let me just say this. The super soldier serum, much like in the book, it only worked with Steve Rogers, Captain America. He got the only good copy. Everybody else is unstable. Yeah. So what happens next is she thinks that the government may have some culpability in his rampage, and that's where you can see the wheels in her head turning, right? Yeah, Blonsky claims to be a changed man, but he's clearly unstable. I mean, sending out fucking haikus for each one of his victims? No. So Jen consults Bruce about Blonsky, and Bruce tells her that Blonsky is a changed man, that he wrote him a letter years ago, and they put their fight in Harlem behind him. She calls to let him know that she's taken the job, and which makes Bruce drop the title of the series. Yeah, She-Hulk, Attorney at Law. She wants to talk some more, but Bruce is out of this world, literally. But she calls up Holloman, tells him that she's taken the job, and that's great, but then he asks her to look on TV. I won't give you what the ending was, but let's just say that it harks back to Shang-Chi, something that we saw there. Yeah, I'm still liking this series. The only complaint I have is too short. Yeah, too short. Like 30 something minutes into it, I'm like, that's it? I need more. I mean, this is entertaining as hell. It's better than Miss Marvel. It's better than Moon Knight. Although, like I said before, those two series, the final episodes of those two series were better than what I saw previously beforehand. Yeah, I like Superhuman Law. I'm interested to see where this goes. GLKH, Goodman, Lieber, Kurtzberg, and Holloman. Yeah, The first three names in that law firm, those are references to the founders of Marvel. What's it called? Goodman, Lieber, who was the first publisher of Marvel, Lieber meaning Stan Lee, and Kurtzberg meaning Jack Kirby. Yeah. I cannot wait to see what they do. Oh, you know what? Who I hope they bring into this series? Razorback. Show him. Like the pig-maned Texarkana good old boy that I showed in one of my Marvel Dumbest Mutant Powers videos. Yeah, subscribe to my page. Look it up on all my videos that I posted on my channel. Yeah, bring him in here too. Yeah, because it'd be funny to see him and She-Hulk going toe-to-toe and her laughing at him because his only superpower is the ability to drive any vehicle. Hope they bring him around. Anyway, I hope that's what I got for today, Shackhousers. I'm going to be back next week with episode number 3. Tune in then, subscribe, and have a good day. Peace.
Mansion, apartment.
Shack house. Yes!
Yeah.